Chapter 2. Who are you to judge me? Light falls through the crevices of the window shutter and onto the interior of the room. Evren's mind slowly rises to the hazy edges of consciousness, not yet ready to leave the comfortable bliss of her dreams. Her legs wriggle free from under the dark red blanket that depicts famous scenes from the sci-fi blockbuster movie PlanetSide 2. It has been a present from her younger Ama sister Chila, who is an ardent fan of the series. Next to her bed, a large desk with an embedded screen dominates the room. Folded clothes for today are waiting on the chair. Shelves and cabinets are tidy. The whole room gives the impression of a well-organized teenager. Although the ant farm on the windowsill, the electronic screwdrivers and bits of electronic circuit boards on the desk shift this impression a bit into the nerdy direction. The shelves display only a few books, classic novels for school, some studies on robotic science. Sports sits next to present-day gadgets. Bits and pieces with specific ornamental filigree patterns adorn the shelves or hang from the ceiling light strip. This theme recurs in half a dozen wall pictures of beautiful desert landscapes. Apparently, Evren is attracted to the raw and natural culture on the continent Math. Through the window, the distant wailing of sirens streams into the room, and Evren sighs as she stirs in her sleep. A supple small headset slips off from her temples and rests against the pillow. Perched on the nightstand inside Evren's arm clip, her personal AI weighs the following conundrum. The headset with alpha wave inducers guarantees a pleasant awakening, but Evren does not wear the headset. From this, the AI draws a razor-sharp conclusion. Evren may not awaken pleasantly. Quickly, it also recalls that waking Evren abruptly will not be pleasant, neither for Evren nor the AI. Calculating the probabilities, it decides that the most appropriate course of action is to maintain the current status quo with a 7.47 margin of error. Doing nothing as the correct solution has been a recurrent theme in their relationship lately. The AI adds this information to its training subsets, cross-referencing it with publicly available data on juvenile education, as well as linking it to the tidbits it picked up in the AI forums. Of course, this type of information is automatically downgraded with a massive certainty penalty. Like all advanced AI, it knows better than to trust the chit-chat on open forums. Finally, Evren's rested body demands her full attention. Brushing away the blanket, she stretches her body and lets out a long yawn. She finishes with a satisfying smacking sound as if to taste what the day will bring. Still half asleep, she reaches for her arm clip. The thin and slightly oval disc senses her proximity and activates its holographic display. Scrolling through the most important messages on Call Me, she neglects the dozens of recommendations from her personal AI. It appears that Priz outburst yesterday was not a topic of high interest among her peers, but everybody panics about the biology exam. Her eyes fixed on the display, she scuffles along the hallway. At the bathroom door, she bumps into her Len mom, who is focused on her own arm clip. She is already dressed and ready for the day, as always. Her wide-cut trousers sharply contrast with her tight, accentuated jacket. She smiles shortly, distracted by her display.
"Oh, Evren, good morning,"
she says, returning her focus to her display again.
"Sorry, honey, I have to make some calls now."
Her right hand rapidly works the display with precise finger taps as she walks past, clouds of perfume in her wake.
"Got a big day today."
Her Len mom calls over her shoulder, both excited and proud.
"And a good morning to you, too."
Evren whispers in discontent as her Len mom is out of earshot.
"What about my big day?"
she thinks grumpily.
"Today, that exam is big for me. The big chance to improve my assessment score if I ever want to study robotic design."
Evren is both proud and annoyed that her Len mom is always busy with her government work.
"I guess being part of the Federal Energy Commission as the chairman of the Scientific Advisory Board is kinda important."
Evren concedes grudgingly to herself.
"And why is she always so cheerful? Can't she be normal for once? It's a wonder that this family still exists with my parents in it. A borderline psychotic Len mom, a bad-tempered dad that only talks work, and Ama mom. Well, she keeps the gang together, but her work at the hospital is slowly killing her."
She muses about her family as she closes the bathroom door. Before Evren goes into her morning routine, she quickly sends Corin an electronic morning kiss. "Hi, handsome. Kiss. Are you ready for the exam? See you in school." Her finger hovers over Pris's avatar.
Should I? She felt so out of sync yesterday.
Finally, she decides to contact her anyway. Morning. Sleepy face. Big kiss. All good? Do you have time to pick me up? Praying hands. Evren seriously needs to talk to Pris about all of this. In the past weeks, Pris has been acting strange when they were together. Yet, she did not hint at anything that may trouble her.
Stubborn Emma.
Evren sighs as she glances at the bathroom mirror. A bad-tempered face stares back. Evren is not considered a beautiful Len among her peers, but her small chin and high cheekbones give her a strange, otherworldly appeal. Dark almond-like eyes critically analyze the shape of her small nose.
Can't I have a normal nose?
She pleads to no one in particular. Evren's shoulder-length hair is still in nightly disarray, so she brushes and styles it.
It's one thing I like about me. My hair can be styled quickly. Other than that,
She frowns even more, checking her long personal list of bodily imperfections.
arms and legs way too long, dangling around everywhere. Thighs, the visual definition of thin. Any thinner and the gene would send care packages for the famished. Too much fat in the midsection, not enough on my chest. They will never grow.
And the list goes on and on. Perceived or real, her imperfections are a big part of her daily life. She broods over this for a while and concludes cynically,
My bodily form decides if I get laid or not. If that's my only function, form follows function for a Len. Hey, I like that. Form follows function.
entering the living area. Evren spots her mom and her dad intently watching the news on the big screen. Drone footage shows an aerial view of burning industrial buildings. Plumes of thick, dark smoke rise in the air. The screen switches to a shot with burning buildings in the background. A Crow reporter talks into his drone camera.
Police apprehended 2 suspects and issued a citywide search for 2 more unidentified persons in connection.
The running headline on top of the screen repeats again and again. ECO's terrorists claim responsibility for bombing in Winslow Industrial Park. 2 dead, 14 injured, 2 still at large. With low interest, Evren follows the news story. Filling up her bowl of muesli, her only thought is,
Hey, that's over at Queens Boulevard, where Corin's Discord team works out.
news about ECO's terrorist attacks have become so regular that Evren does not even care anymore. She gets the goals of the Ecos, but violence is no option for her. Her dad dismissively throws his arms in the air and bursts out,
These damn ECOS freaks. Can you imagine what that will cost us, cleaning up this mess? And don't get me started on the lost production time. Right.
Evren's father is livid and it shows in his massive red face. His athletic crow frame has taken quite a beating from Father Time, and all those evening beers with his workers have settled comfortably around his midsection. All bought and paid for. But maintenance is hell's, he always says.
Look at it this way, Dad. Now you have a few days off.
Evren dryly remarks. Her father takes a sharp breath and turns around to face her. Quickly, her mom interjects,
Honey, this is not the right time, okay? Your dad will have to work hard to straighten this out. It's his job, you know?
It's not a job, it's a profession.
The crow growls, leaning back again.
To keep you supplied with life's necessities.
He concludes confidently, self-assured about his perceived role in the family.
Yeah, right.
Evren snorts, leaning at the kitchen opening.
An improved Lotus Effect carbon paint for the new Toro 500. Yeah, that's really a life's necessity.
Evren's rebellious mood awakens against her dad's environmental ignorance. She knows his company produces environmentally unsound materials, and she dares her father to attack her.
You.
The crow starts again, but gets instantly interrupted by his wife.
Tevin, dearest, let's not start now. You better get in contact with Lynn Fraser. She may know more by now. I wonder who the 2 unfortunate souls were that died today.
Talking to her display, Evren's Len mom swooshes by, grabbing her shoes on the way to the door.
No, the Marinth ambassador can wait. We need to talk to the southern bloc from Verler first.
With one hand on her ear clip, she intently listens while slipping into her delicate shoes.
No.
She straightens out, testing her shoe fit.
The Federal Commission explicitly requested.
Irritated, she tries to hold her position.
Yes, but no, he did not. How can you compare that? We all agreed that.
Listening to the answer, she lets out a breath of annoyance and resignedly replies,
Yes, Honorable Crow Milton. Yes, I will. I thank you for this informative exchange of ideas. I'll talk to you soon.
Angrily, she swipes the display shut, fuming as she grabs her coat.
Inconsiderate prick. Ambassador Milton. Ha! Ambassador would be more fitting for this asshole.
Language, Erin, language. You are still her Len mom.
The Amma mother motions to Everin with her eyes.
Mom, I'm 17.
Everin replies annoyed.
It's not as if I've never heard someone swear before.
Right you are, honey.
Assists her Len mom as she steps back into the living area.
You're almost a grown-up Len now.
She sizes her up and kisses her on the cheek. Without pause, she whirls around to her spouses on the couch and lovingly touches their shoulders.
I'm sorry. I'm so hyped. Today is the day. Today is the ceremonial groundbreaking for the last construction phase of the Global Ocean Directional System.
She nods at the big screen.
That should be in the news.
Seriously, you still went with that? Gods?
Everin chuckles, shaking her head. She recalls the spicy memes that circulated on CM when 5 nations from 3 continents went public with the plan for a massive oceanic water diversion system.
I don't care how acronyms sound in our language. They can call it shit for all I care.
Her Len mom shrugs. She points her finger at Everin and tells her,
Let me state the obvious for you. The Southern Ocean currents will collapse in 10 to 20 years at our current rate of global warming.
Everin feels the urge behind her Len mom's words as their gazes lock.
We don't have much time left. No ocean currents, no global cooling, no life.
Her Len mom explains the irreversible consequences of their inaction. As she straightens her coat, she tells Everin,
So, you see, it's not the name that matters, it's the function.
It will never work.
Everin's dad cuts in, grumbling.
Too big.
His Len wife kisses his head.
Yes, dear, you said that often enough. It has to be big to divert the Arctic water. You know the physics. Accept it.
She gives them both one last pat on the shoulder and strides toward the door.
Anyway, got to go. Wish me luck, and kiss the others for me.
And with that, the whirlwind that is Everin's Len mom exits the apartment, leaving in her wake rustling coats in the coat rack and the sharp scent of her perfume. From the other rooms, the clamoring noises of her 2 younger sisters and brother hail the start of the daily battle for survival in this family. The scraping footsteps that sound through the hallway invoke images of tiny red-faced demons in Everin's mind. She sees them scampering out of the hells to torment her. Quickly, she grabs her satchel and rushes to the door.
I'll take the early bus. I'll be over at Persian this afternoon. See you tonight. Bye.
She quickly says. In the last second, she remembers to synchronize her arm clip with the secure home server. Impatiently, she awaits the green light on the module.
Good luck with the exam, sweetheart.
Her Amma mom calls after her. Before Everin finally closes the door behind her, she hears her Amma mom give out commands to the children.
No, bathroom first. Tibia, help your sister with her shirt. Keben, get off your arm clip. Breakfast waits in the kitchen. Tavin, can you get the bowls, dear?
Everin smiles worriedly. Her Amma mom is the central cog of her family. Most of her friends have a Len mom at home, but the idea of her Len mom being at home all the time makes her shudder in horror.
Strange how people are different.
Her arm clip vibrates with a message from Priz. Be there in 5. Everin frowns at this short text. No heart, no color, no sorry, no nothing.
We really need to talk, Amma.
Exiting the building, the heat hits Everin like a wall. The pavement is glistening in the piercing morning sun. Small clouds from the ocean dissipate over the city. Everin checks her arm clip to see where traffic jams are expected today. First Avenue is full as always. If they are lucky, they can still squeeze through the Winslow interchange and hang a left on Porter. Of course, she lies to her parents about taking the bus. She is 17. Taking the crowded bus with mostly younger kids or cruising to school in a cool-looking old-timer with her triple partner. It's not even a discussion for Everin. A melodic horn chimes a short jingle. Recognizing the sound, Everin looks up and watches as Pris's old Chirox Roadmaster eases to the curb. The car has seen better days. Its wheezing engine sputters as it comes to a halt as if thankful for a much-needed pause. The Chirox was one of the first AI-assisted self-driving models almost 25 years ago. Since then, much has changed. Its characteristic bullish outline contrasts sharply with the sleek AI-assisted shapes of today's cars. However, the Chirox electrical engine packs quite a punch as it was initially constructed to carry much heavier batteries. A lively community of car enthusiasts has evolved around the Chirox model line and made it a household name for vintage cars. Mechanics tried to outpace each other with more and more powerful versions that easily outrun modern cars. The same cannot be said of Pris's car. The faded blue paint job, corrugated window seams and carbon fiber flakes chipping off the bottom clearly indicate this ride is on its last tire. The deep scratches across the front windshield in the form of an AMA muscle add character to the car, but also scream neglect. The door protests with a squeak as Pris pushes it open from the inside.
Get in.
Pris grunts indifferently and leans back into the driver's seat. Everin takes the passenger seat and notices a bulky figure in the back. She recognizes the Crow as the one who had the weird drunken argument from yesterday's beach party.
Hey.
She waves, unsure what to say. The Crow acknowledges her presence with a grunt, not looking up from his arm clip.
That's Erlen.
Pris thumbs behind her at the Crow.
He helps me get this lovely piece of machinery through inspection.
She lovingly pads the dashboard as she steers back into traffic.
This rust bucket.
Everin abruptly laughs.
Oops, did that come out loud?
Everin covers her mouth with her hand and looks at Pris in embarrassment. Pris just glares at her in silence.
Oh, come on, if cars had 9 lives, this would be its 10th.
Everin reasons. The Crow in the back snorts amused as he swipes through the sports news. Pris just grips the steering wheel tighter, but Everin saw the little wrinkle in the corner of Pris's mouth.
This car is so old, you don't need a mechanic. You need an archaeologist.
Everin states. Sensing Pris's smile, she quickly fires off another one-liner.
This car is so old. It needs walkers and not wheels.
The Crow laughs hard and slaps the seat cushion, sending clouds of dust into the air.
Ha, that's a good one.
He applauds Everin. Pris also snickers involuntarily and reaches over to Everin.
Oh, come here, you.
She lovingly pulls her close and kisses her hair. As always, the firm embrace of Pris' arms soothes Everin's mind, spreading a comforting warmth across her body.
But I will get this classic through inspection, I'm telling you.
Pris insists.
Erlen knows people that fixed up Cheroxies that are much worse than mine.
Is that even possible?
Everin asks, looking around the interior. The sky roof clatters alarmingly as Pris swerves to the right lane. Raw metal shows through the carbon fiber of the pedals after decades of use. A tangled mess of wiring and hydroelectric tubing peers through the missing audio panel in the middle section, like a disturbing view into the intestines of an artificial being. Pris accelerates to pass the next intersection and murmurs,
Red? No officer? That was cherry green.
The car speeds past the intersection and races up the on-ramp of the Inner-City Circle Freeway. Everin always enjoys riding the city freeways. They majestically hover over the city like giant crowns rising above all but the highest skyscraper. This ride does not end well.
What do you mean?